Welcome back. Our series about sleeping better continues this morning. We've been trying to give you ways that can help people out there sleep a little bit better. Meet Tony Diss. He is a certified hypnotherapist, and he got up early this morning. How'd you sleep last night?
I slept great. I went to bed at 7:30 last night.
Really?
Because I knew I'd be getting up early. Within 15 minutes, out like light.
It's hard to do sometimes when you're going to bed at a time that you normally wouldn't go to bed. You need a certain amount of sleep and you got to get up early, but you don't normally go to bed at 7:30, I would guess, right?
Well, if that's what you think is going to happen, then generally that's what happens.
Okay.
People say, I can't go to sleep that early, but how many times have you been at a banquet when some guy's giving a speech and you're sitting there and you see how easily you could go to sleep?
Yeah.
So it all has to do with the way the mind works.
I guess, and we just showed those energy drinks, and it's for people that are tired during the day, and it's not just because they're burning the candle at both ends, right?
Right. Generally, being half asleep when you should be awake comes from the night before when you were half awake when you should have been asleep. You see, and during the day, you do need to have the sleep the night before. And you can't really make up for it on the weekends like some people think.
We had the guy on yesterday from Bed Bath & Beyond, and he brought those machines that make the noise, or the waterfall, or the white noise and things like that. How does that help or hurt as far as sleeping goes?
Well, some of them are waterfall noises, nature noises, and some are genuine white noise generators.
Kind of like when your TV was on static when you were a little kid, right?
Yes, exactly, on static. And that is, white noise actually comes from the color white. Contains all colors. White noise, true white noise, should contain all tones, sounds, pitches, so that any noise that would bother you would be masked by that. An example would be, say you're in a high-rise Manhattan apartment and you open up the window and you hear all the traffic out there.
Right.
And it would almost be soothing because it's all flowing at different pitches, different sounds. But if you took one of those cars with the same horn and had it driving up and down your street, even though it's the exact same noise, it would bother you.
So is white noise getting my mind to wander, or is it getting it to focus on the white noise?
It is both. It's getting your mind to wander because the conscious mind can only concentrate on 7 plus or minus 2 things at once. So if you have all of these noises, the conscious mind says, that's enough noise. So another noise you don't need to bother listening to.
How much hypnotherapy goes into, how many people come to you with sleep issues?
Many people come to me with sleep issues, but surprisingly, some of the people that come to me to stop smoking or for weight release didn't even realize they had sleep issues until they listen to the recordings that I give them to listen to before they go to sleep, and they say, I've never slept better in my life.
No kidding.
Because it's all about getting your mind to go from the beta state, which is what we're used to walking around in all day,
being alert,
to the alpha state, which is more relaxed and more with the subconscious and daydreamy type of state.
If you'd like to give Tony a call and ask him a couple of questions about hypnotherapy or how he might be able to help you sleep, 629-8881. He also has a website, BoardmanHypnotherapy.com, located on Boardman Canfield Road, right there, 888 Suite number 1. When we come back, you're going to tell us some I wouldn't say mind tricks, but things to do.
That cabin fever and make sure you get outside. All right, 6:37 right now. Mike, we sent it from the Forecast Center right out to you. Take it away.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And all this week, as you know, we're trying to find ways to get more sleep and sleep better when you do sleep. So this morning, hypnotherapist Tony Diss is here with an explanation of a couple of relaxation techniques that might help you fall asleep and then stay asleep when you do. Tony, thanks again for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
How long's hypnotherapy even been around in the first place?
Well, hypnotherapy's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Okay.
Hypnosis has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Hypnotherapy, they've learned to use the phenomenon of hypnosis to use it to facilitate changes and positive changes. But hypnosis originally came from the mid-1800s. The name hypnosis was shortened from neurohypnosis, which literally meant sleep of the nerves. But the more it was studied, the man that named it, James Braid, wanted to change it because he realized that it wasn't actually sleep people were going into. He wanted to change it to monoideism, which is like the focus of a single idea, which does more describe the state of hypnosis.
What are some of the techniques I know we talked about before? If people want to get to that place where they can finally go to sleep, what can they do?
Well, it's interesting. That place is the shift from the beta state, which we walk around at all the time, to the alpha state, and then the theta state, which from there you just drift right into sleep. And interestingly enough, when you check the brain waves of someone going into hypnosis, they go from the beta state to the alpha state to the theta state, same as going into sleep. So how do you get to that shift?
Right.
Well, remember, monoideism. You focus. It's not so much focusing on one thing, it's not focusing on the things around you that would keep you from going to that place of relaxation. And one of the ways I help people do that is to teach them to all the things that we need to think about during the day. And our lives are busy. We have so many things we need to think about. Some things aren't resolved. When you go to sleep at night, all those things are in your mind because now they have time to be addressed.
Right.
So what I help people do is take a little bit of time before it's time to go to sleep to relax. Maybe write down the things that they need to think about, things that they need to address, things that they need to think about in the future, the next few days. Write those things down. And then amazingly enough, when it's time to relax and go to sleep then, there is a part of the mind that says, it's okay to not worry about those things. Those things are in a safe place.
That's good stuff.
They're right over there. They're in a safe place. In fact, I don't even need to remember them because I'll get back to them. And then I teach them a relaxation technique of focusing on different parts of their body, focusing on their breathing, focusing on their eyes, relaxing. And remember the rule of 7 plus or minus 2. So when you're thinking about your breathing and you're thinking about your eyes being very comfortably relaxed, you're thinking about your forehead smoothing out and relaxing and feeling heavy, there's not much room for the other things to come in.
That's awesome stuff. All right, if you'd like to give Tony a call, you can do so. He is, has an office in Boardman. They're right there on Boardman, Canfield Road, 629-8881. Or you can go to his website, boardmanhypnotherapy.com. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank
Boy,
you.
we appreciate it.